Hey there. So a while back I decided I wanted to start an aquaponics garden, and I did a little bit of research and I decided to start really small, and if it works out for me I may scale up to something quite a bit larger. But I decided to do the aquaponics because there's fish involved, and the fish provide the nutrients to the plants that you're growing, so that you don't have to add nutrients. So if you didn't have fish, it would just be regular hydroponics. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my system so far, and I've just set it up, so it's not really at a point where I can tell if it's going to succeed or not. So anyway, I'll just go ahead and show you what I got, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so this is the first part of my system. This is the tank that's going to house the fish, and I've actually got the fish right in there. I just got some goldfish, and I'm going to put them in there in a few minutes. So right now they're just in a plastic tub, and I've got an aerator stone in there so they don't die while I'm waiting to put them in there. So anyway, this is just a whiskey barrel pond liner. And the whiskey barrel part of it started to decay, so I just took it out, and I had this wash tub here on the bottom, and I just took the dead plants that were in there out of it so that I could use that, because you need a support base for these pond liners because they're not that thick. So I think that's about a 30-gallon pond, and I've got two pumps in there. The fountain pump is for aeration and filtration, and then the other pump, this pump right here, underneath the two pipes there, that feeds my grow beds, and those are on a timer set to run for 30 minutes 4 times a day. So then I just had this little table already, and I bought these two. These are the drain pans for hot water heaters, so you know if your drain pan or if your hot water heater busts and overflows, you've got these drain pans that you can pipe outside so you don't flood your house. So I got gravel in here as the medium, and these haven't cycled on. I'll turn it on in a minute and show you the cycle, but if you dig down you can see that there's still water. Actually, the cycle just turned on. So you can see there's still water in there so that the plants don't dry out. And I've got the two pipes running into the beds. In this bed I've got basil, and in the other bed I've got strawberries. And the cycle just turned on. You can see the return flow back into the pond here. And when the cycle turns on, it'll draw the level of the tank down just a little bit. The bigger your grow beds are, the more it'll draw down your water level, so you need to make sure that you have a tank big enough to support that, plus your fish. So anyway, back to this. So I've got the water feeding into my grow bed, but through a filter sponge, so that once I get the fish established in the pond, any of the particulates that collect in there and get drawn up through the filter into here will stay on the sponge, and I won't have to clean my grow beds as much. And in the back here, you can see a piece of screen that I zip tied over the drain hole. And the reason I put the screen there was so that none of the rocks would flow out into the PVC pipe into the pond. So anyway, this one's set up just the same. I got strawberries in here. And the reason you need the table is so that you've got a gravity feed, so you want your grow bed set higher than your pond, so that the gravity feed for the return flow will run properly. And before I put the plants into the grow beds, I took all the soil off of the roots. I just dipped them into a bucket of water and gently swished them back and forth until almost all the soil was gone. So that's pretty much it. The gravel, I washed it. It's just regular old pea gravel that I bought at Home Depot, and I washed it before I put it in there to get rid of as much of the dust and stuff off of them as I could. And I think that's about it. There's several different types of aquaponic systems. This one's called a flood and drain system. So there's some other kinds that are a lot more complex, I guess, but I decided since I was starting out that I wanted something simple. So over here on the front side, I've got the drain pipe for the drain pan, I guess. I just bought a fitting and stuck it in there and silicone glued it, and then I had some PVC pipe laying around, and I just ran that at a slight downward angle to back over to the pond, and in order to keep this from sagging, I just built a little arm to stick out from underneath the table. So it's kind of redneck, but it works. It seems to be working. So I put the plants in there on Sunday, and today is Tuesday evening, so they seem to be doing okay so far. There haven't been any nutrients in the system. I haven't put anything in the water because I wanted to add fish very soon, and hopefully they'll start setting up the nutrient cycle that the plants will need. So basically, for a system this size, you could grow herbs. Because the pans are so shallow, you wouldn't want to grow anything with a deep root system or anything that would have a big center stalk that would need a lot of support from the ground. So it seems to be working okay so far. And in the background, in the blue containers, that is my rain barrel system with the old-fashioned water pump on top. That also is kind of redneck though. So anyway, I think this whole system I built for a little less than $100. I already had one of the pumps, the whiskey bottle liner, and the wash tub, the table, and the PVC pipe, and some of the fittings. Basically, all I had to go buy was the gravel, the pans, the fitting to come out of the drain pan and into the PVC pipe, this elbow joint right here. The whiskey barrel is probably about $25, and then the barrel or a wash tub maybe $15. The two pumps, one of them which I already had, the other one I had to buy, those are about $20 a piece. And then the trays were $9, but you can use you can use all kinds of different stuff. Just use what you have sometimes. Basically, this system right here is the most expensive part. Everything else is just sort of put together with what you have, and gravel is like $3 a bag. So anyway, that's the system so far, and I'll keep you updated on how it's working out for me. And another thing you don't want to do is overfill your tank with fish. This is a 30-gallon tank, and I bought some goldfish. 3 of them died before I could get them home, but that's okay because goldfish are only 25 cents a piece. So this is a 30-gallon tank, so now I have 9 goldfish. That's 3 per 10 gallons, so that shouldn't be too bad, except for goldfish can get very, very large. They can get up to a foot long, so hopefully by the time they get that big, I'll have another tank set up to move them into. But we shall see. I don't expect all of them to survive, but I'm hoping for it. So anyway, I think that's it, and if I think of anything else, I'll post an additional video, and I'll keep you updated as I plant more stuff, and maybe in a week or so to see if everything's still living. But anyway, so I hope you enjoy, and I hope this gives you ideas for maybe setting up a aquaponics system of your own. It's really cool. I've seen in my research, when I was finding research to put this together, I've seen people do this in their house, you know, just like a 10-gallon aquarium tank and a little plastic tub full of rocks with a couple of herbs and stuff in it. So, I mean, you could do this on a much smaller scale than this. But anyway, if this works out, I'm really hoping to go up to something bigger, you know, maybe a 200-gallon tank down here and a, I don't know, couple 3 or 4 good-sized grow beds, much bigger than the 2 pans I have here. These are just 24-inch diameter. So anyway, we'll see how it goes, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye! Alright, so this is 24 hours after I put my fish in, and I just unplugged the fountain so it didn't disturb the surface. And so far I have no casualties. So I also put some clarifier in there so the water cleared up. But anyway, so far so good.